Welcome to Dose of DeAnn, where you'll get a little shot of what my life is like living with SMA. I live independently. Now you're going to have to imagine air quotes around the word independently, because if you saw my air quotes, you wouldn't know what they were. But I say that because I can barely reach my face, so I need lots of help with stuff. That's where personal care attendants come into play, or PCAs. Some people call them caregivers, or PAs, whatever you call them, the people that help you do the stuff you can't do for yourself. I get a lot of assistance from getting up in the morning, getting dressed, showering before you get dressed, going to the bathroom. I have a feeding tube, so I need help with that. And so I get a lot of help. I have a PCA that stays overnight with me, and she's the one that puts me to bed and gets me up in the morning. And then I have a couple PCAs that come intermittently throughout the day. I have to say, relying on other people is probably one of my top 5 least favorite things to do as a disabled person. But it's one of those things that you have to get used to, and so I just do it. It really works differently depending on where you live and what kind of programs you're on. For me, I go through my county allows me a certain number of PCA hours. And then I have an agency that allows me to choose my PCAs and schedule my PCAs. They basically do the paperwork. They do the application, the background check, the payroll, things like that. When I was in college, I went through an agency where they did the scheduling and providing PCAs. It really is dependent on what you prefer. For me, I like being able to be a little more in charge of things. So that's the way I do it. In college, I had an experience the first day I was down there. And really, college is your first taste of independence for anybody that age. But for me, was extra pressure because you had to have everything lined up. And we thought we had, and my parents dropped me off at college. Luckily, they decided to stay at a local hotel overnight, because when they came to say their goodbyes in the morning, I was still stuck in bed. Nobody had showed up. Needless to say, we weren't very happy about that. We did get things straightened out, but from then on, I always slept with my phone. And when the battery went dead one time and nobody showed up, I had to call my neighbor across the hallway when I heard her walk by to call the agency for me. So then I slept with 2 phones, my cell phone and my landline. But it all worked out, and it was a great learning experience. I bet you guys have some PCA stories to share. Feel free to comment in the forums and let me know what you've gone through with your PCAs. Currently, I'm in the process of hiring a new PCA. My daytime PCA will be leaving soon, so I'm going to be finding her replacement. It's been really tough this time around. Typically, my process is that I ask friends and family if they know of anybody interested in the position. I post on some of the Facebook groups to see if anybody's willing to take the job. And I also post at the local technical college. They have a nursing program, so sometimes I can snatch one of those students up while they're going to school. This year, I've had very limited response, and I did find someone who will be able to work through October. So I'm in the process of hiring her, and so we'll see how it goes. For several hours during the day, I'm on my own, and I try to do what I can myself, but if something needs to be done that I can't do, I just wait for later. But I don't want to be sitting in the dark. So that brings up my next Who Does It Best challenge. I'm challenging my Echo and Roy to see who does the lights best. You be the judge and let me know in the forums or on the YouTube channel who you think did it best. Hope you enjoy. Roy, light. You can see him in the background. Off. Good job. And he can also turn off the lights. Right. Switch. Off. Good boy. And he even straightened out the picture. Now it's Alexa's turn. Let's see how she does. Alexa, turn on the light.
Okay.
There she did it. And now I can also have her turn off the lights. Alexa, turn off the lights.
Okay.
Pretty simple. Okay, who do you think did it best? Roy might get a couple extra brownie points for straightening out that picture. But I think he's the one that made it crooked to begin with. I think they both do excellent jobs turning the lights on and off. And if you don't have a smart device like that, you can use something like a yardstick or one of those pasta spoons with the holes in it, I like the wooden ones, to catch the light switch to put it on and off. If you do have a smart home device, you will need something to work with it to control the lights. For example, if you want to work a lamp, you'll need a smart socket to plug the lamp into. And if you want your light fixture to work with it, you'll need smart bulbs. Disclaimer, they are more expensive by quite a bit, but they are LED bulbs, so they should last a really, really, really long time. So far, I've been happy with mine. It is tricky. You have to leave the light switch up. That way it can turn the lights on and off. And I've trained my PCAs so well, they automatically turn light switches off when they leave a room. You can put a piece of tape over it so they can't turn it off, or put a sticky note by it that says, please leave the light switch up, or something like that. But we're used to it now, and I've been really happy with it. One more tip for you if you're using your smart home device to control lights. If you have more than one bulb in a fixture, for example, there's 2 in this room, name them very distinct names. For example, I name mine after characters from one of my favorite TV shows. One's Glenn and one's Carl. That way you can just group them together and call them whatever room you want, and your device won't get confused. I named this room Lights. So all I have to do is tell it to turn on the lights. If I had called the bulbs Light 1 and Light 2, or Office Light 1, Office Light 2, it wouldn't recognize them as individual devices that you can group together. So that's just a tip for you. Can you guess what TV show I like to watch? That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll let you know how it goes with the new PCA. Have a good day, everyone. Bye for now.